Welcome back to my channel. My name is LaKiesha. If you're looking to learn how to trade US30, well, you are definitely in the right place, mainly because I keep the analysis simple. I share my trading plan, I share my entries, profit targets, exits, and all of those good things. So let's go ahead and jump right into this market on US30. And one thing I definitely want to point out is that US30 has been in consolidation for quite a while. And this past week, there were major moves. So let's go ahead and chart on the weekly time frame to see how we could possibly take advantage of that for the upcoming week. All right, so now that we're on the weekly time frame, we can see that basically, let me move this over. We can see that basically for this particular market, strong bullish momentum. The prior week was all bearish. So I was thinking that there was a possibility for a price to continue to move lower, but obviously it did not. So let's go ahead and see what price could potentially do. And thankfully, that is why I trade from both sides. I trade for the upside and also trade for the downside, mainly because you just never know. So generally, though, we can see that this market is bullish, but it's US30. So anyway, so the first thing I want to mark off on this particular chart is right here at the very top, we have this resistance. And I'm going to point that out in a second. And this is at 41,580. Oops, where'd it go? This is at 41,581. So let's go ahead and put this down if we could get this working. There we go. All right, cool. So I like this level right here. And one of the things that made me want to put it here is because we have this bullish candle and this bearish candle together. This forms a resistance. So I wanted to mark off the resistance. And now, likewise, I'm going to find the support. So the one thing I'm going to do is make a copy of this and put this right here. So I want to do it like that. So I want to put it closer to this because I want to make sure that both of the candles are represented on this line. And this line is at 40,200 roughly. We have our resistance, we have our support, and then I'm going to draw one more. And then I'm going to go down here to 39,360 roughly. I am going to extend this because this is a lot of information. And then I'm going to draw one more level, just copy and paste. And then I'm going to put it right at the bottom of this wick right here, mainly because price came down at some point. It rejected and went and did all of this. So granted, this was weeks or actually months for this to play out, but still significant level right at what is this, 38,370 roughly. So let's go down now to the daily time frame and make some sense of these levels. Basically find some tradable zones. All right, so as you can see, our level that we drew is still looking good. We still have a nice support with the rejection there, looks good. We still have a support right here, and then we also have some good looking candles right there. Wow, that was really fast on that time frame. Let's see if we could make some more sense of it on H4. All right, so if I'm scooting this in a bit, now we can see that we have a bit of a trend here. We still have some consolidation in this zone right here, but it's all good. We're just going to use this information to help us build our plan for the upcoming week. So one of the things that I see two essentially supports right here in this level. So that makes me like this level even more. And then up here, this still looks good. And then a couple of things that I do want to see, I do want to mark off a couple of H4 levels, mainly because inside of here, specifically at 41.37 roughly, I do see this level. I see a resistance, I see a whole bunch of rejections, and then if I drag this over to the left, I see this is a fake out, but I do see price tapping into the zone and then reject. This lets me know that there's something about this price zone that's interesting, so I definitely want to mark it off. So especially when I see a resistance, and then I also see the support isn't touching directly, but we do see a bunch of rejections in this area. So that makes me want to mark it off. And then let's make this a little bit bigger because it is getting a little hard to see, especially in this area right over here, we do see a little bit of a support, even though it's not touching perfectly. But when we go down to lower time frames, we will make adjustments. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. So let's go over and look at these other levels that we drew. So one of the things that I'm seeing here is I do want to move this level down to 39,260, mainly because we have a nice support here, and then we also have all these rejections. This is kind of a overhang, or basically kind of a fake out, but eventually it did go up, but then it faked out again, and then eventually it went all the way up. So I still want to keep that right now. Let's see, based on where price is, I don't think I want to mark off this level. Typically I would, but price is all the way up there, so it's not something that I want to mark off, but just want to let you know that it's something that I do see. And then we got this rejection right here. Still no real data in here. So let's go down to the H2 time frame and see if we can find some more that we can mark off. Okay, making this bigger. Okay. Okay, cool. So just giving us a quick look just to make sure that there's nothing that I'm missing. So I always start here and then go down that way. So I'm just looking over just to make sure that everything looks good. Okay, great. So then now I'm looking at this zone. And there is one thing that I do see that I probably will mark off. So let me see how this looks. So I'm seeing all these rejections in this zone right here. And this is around 4,770. And what I actually want to do is I want to prioritize most recent price action. So I'm going to pull this down here. Okay, so now we're at 40,693. That's looking a lot better. And I'm looking at these levels. There's a lot of fake outs, like here, right here, and then yeah, pretty much in those two spots. It pretty much is the opposite thing. I want to leave that alone for now. This is still looking good right here. Let's go way over here. Just scoot that in. This is sitting on top of this perfectly right now. I really like that. And then still no real action down there. Okay, cool. So let's go to the H1 time frame. All right, let's reset our view so we can find our candles. Okay. All right, so now that we're on the H1 time frame, we can see how this market structure was formed, and it looks really clean, surprisingly, because US30 has been basically garbage for a while. So this week has been really good. Right there and right there. Those are really clean moves. All right, so I'm just looking at this, and everything seems to look good to me. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I need to adjust. And everything on that level looks good. Let me move this over. Everything here, these look perfect. Actually, this one, I may want to move that. Let me scoot over and see. No, I don't have any data over there. So I'm just going to do it. So this level right here, I actually do want to move this down to 40,000, looks like 100, mainly because we have a nice support here. So that is looking good. And then let's go all the way down way over here where that wick was. Okay, this is still looking good in here, and then still nothing here. So this is pretty much, we're not going to do anything with that. Unless there's a lot of volume that pushes price down, we don't really need to do anything with that right now. So now that we got that all figured out, now it's time to come up with our trading plan for the week. And if you didn't know, I help new traders add about $1,000 per month by getting direct access to me inside of my trading membership community. So if you're serious about becoming a profitable trader, trust me, you do not want to miss this at all, because at this moment, I'm offering exclusive founding member spots inside of the trading community where you'll get direct access to me, and I've made well over $100,000 in counting inside of the markets from trading. And I'm going to share those trading strategies and tools with you to help you become a consistently profitable trader. Inside of the membership, you'll also get live coaching calls in order to tackle the market in real time. You'll also get a one-on-one onboarding session with me, so that way we can set you up for success right at the beginning. And then you'll also get a personalized chart review to help you add an extra $1,000 per month to your trading. Plus, if you choose the annual plan, then we'll trade live together once a month. So that way you can get my exact steps and you'll also save 6% on the membership as well. So spots are definitely limited. Grab yours now and sign up at profitabletradersacademy.com and I'll see you there. All right, so let's go ahead and tackle this market for the upcoming week. So one thing I want to point off is the fact that this is essentially the highest point that the market has made so far at around 41,599, let's just say. If price was to come up here and do something, I'm not trading that because I don't have any market structure to tell me where price wants to go, where it wants to stop, or anything like that. So I'm going to focus all of my trading in these zones right here. So one of the things that I see just looking at this market structure right here is the fact that we do have a nice little support right here at 41,000, roughly 400. And if price was to retrace, I could see price coming from this point, going possibly back here to 41,090, let's say, and then coming back up to here or to about the top of this. Or it can continue to move up into somewhere up here, but I want to focus on the things that are already here, not things that could potentially happen inside of the market. So that's one idea that I have as far as trading that I see. Price could also do a deeper retracement as the markets tend to do. And that deeper retracement could be below this line. It could be about here. And the thing that I'm looking at are these rejections right here. Basically, I'm just looking for different obstacles and things along the way where price could possibly get snagged up. And it's in this zone. So here, oops, I don't know what just happened to my arrow, but basically like right here and then come back up. And then of course it could do a deeper retracement and it could come all the way down here. And then this move would actually be really, really nice. And then if we look to see what has happened, price actually made that move in the past. So not saying it's going to be 100% what it's going to do in the future, but you like to, or at least I like to look left and get clues as to what price could potentially do. And then of course, a much deeper retracement can be all the way down here at 40,092 and then come all the way up. This would be a monster trade if you have the fortitude and all of that to hold it. I know sometimes I just like to take partial profits, get out of the market, and just be done. But whatever you like to do, I think these are amazing trading opportunities for you. And then even though price could do all these retracements, there are opportunities for short-term shorts. So for the most part, I'm definitely bullish on this market, but I do believe that there's some potential for retracement. So what can possibly be done, this is another trading idea, as is once price gets below this 41,079 or 4180 level, you could take short-term shorts. At least that's something that I will be considering. So basically from here to here, that would be trade one. And then from here to here, that would be the home run trade, but more realistically, probably to about, let's see, here for sure, right here. And then let me mark this off to the left and mark off the things that I'm seeing. So that right there. So let me adjust this arrow. Yes, and then the next, what is this doing? And then the next level would be from here to about here. Oops, let me mark this off. Make my arrow straight. So let me do another line so you can see what I was looking at. So about here. So those will be some short-term shorting ideas, but for the most part, I'm looking for buys. Buys definitely above here, but if price was to bounce off of any of these levels, I would be happy taking buys there as well. So this is my analysis for the week. If you're still in the building, let me know in the comment section below. I love it when you all watch it to the end because it lets me know that you're serious about trading. I will see you next week.